All right, folks, good morning and welcome to another date on This Morning. I am Citizen Jones Hussein. It's June 5th, 2018. Welcome. Today, Nigeria, the electrocuting politics of power sufficiency. Now, the everyday Nigerian is not bogged down by who wins or who does not win an election. What bothers him is an enabling environment that enhances his being as a Nigerian. Over time, we have talked about electricity supply or sufficiency as creating an enabling environment for him to grow, along with other Nigerians. Over 400 textile mills in this country have shut down simply because electricity supply is either epileptic or it's not there at all. So what are the problems about generation, distribution, and transmission, or generation, transmission, and distribution of electricity in this country? These and many more will look at this morning. Let's meet and greet my guest this morning. Sunday Oduntong by name. He's an attorney at law, a barrister, and he's also a unionist. And take this, he's a spokesman of all the discos in the country, and there are 11 of them. So let's say good morning to Sunday Oduntong. Welcome.
Good morning. Good morning, Nigerians.
I'm wondering what you are doing with electricity distribution and so on.
Well, thank you very much. First of all, let me make it very clear that when you talk about electricity in Nigeria or anywhere in the world, there's a value chain to it. And the understanding of that is the basic foundation that people need to understand first before anything else. I am, and I do represent, distributors. But in that value chain, we're the one below and below the chain. We have the generation companies. Those are the producers of electricity. We have the transmission company of Nigeria. Those are the transporters. And we have the distributors. I first of all want to lighten it quickly to make it clear.
Don't attempt to confuse me here because you won't confuse me.
No, I cannot confuse
The discos are as important as those who
we are
generate
all
or transmit. So
we are all important.
Don't tell me you are down there.
We are down there because we are the one that you know. Mr. Jones, you don't know the generation companies, but you know me.
Mr. Hussein, not Mr. Jones.
Mr. Hussein.
Yeah.
Good. We are the one that are known by the customer, but we are the one that serve bills, collect money, do all those things. At the distribution
prepare bills too.
Prepare bills too.
You prepare bills.
Yes.
And then you tell me you are low there.
So we are the one below the value chain. That's what I mean. Whatever anybody does in that chain affects the other one. It is interconnected. That's the point I'm trying to make.
So let's understand
production, transportation,
the politics
distribution.
Of electricity sufficiency in this country.
Okay. Talking about sufficiency, it is very important to, again, understand that this industry is a heavily regulated industry. So the role of the regulator is very, very crucial and the most important role. So if the regulator gets it right, we will get it right. If the regulator gets it wrong, we will all get it very, very wrong. So it is very important. We do not pass the buck. All of us, we are not doing enough, including this course. But I'm saying that the regulator has a very good role to play. I'll give an example. 2 days ago, I watched a program on national TV, NTA precisely, right? They call it Tuesday Night Live on NTA. In that program, the chairman of the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission was on the panel with 3 other people. And from his emotional outburst, the first thing I got from that is that the regulator does not seem to understand the role of a regulator. What do we expect from a regulator? Neutrality, understanding, professionalism, lack of emotion, lack of sentiment, and above all, we need to put Nigeria first. And in putting Nigeria first, what do Nigerians want? They want electricity. So the question should be, how do we get electricity to our people? And sincerely speaking, have we done enough of that? The answer is no. Why haven't we? Now, when the regulator comes on board and starts saying things that are very troubling and embarrassing, then we again go back to the root cause of the Nigerian problem, which is that when we put people in position, we do not really seem to get it right most of the time.
Yeah.
And this is not in any way trying to say anything negative about the person of the chairman. He didn't put himself there. But what I'm saying is that the regulator that we have today, one, they are very partial.
Please,
but they are supposed to be impartial.
Tell
so
the
there's
viewer,
no way you can do...
The viewer,
yes.
Who is the regulator here?
Professor John Momo. Professor Momo.
All right.
Yes.
Now...
And the good thing about it is from America.
Okay.
And I'm from England. My colleague, the CEO of ANED, is from America too. So those of us that live abroad, we are still working
from
elsewhere.
America,
from the US.
They live there.
He lived there for a long time, like I did.
Home abroad. Okay.
So he should have known better. That's what I'm saying.
Right. Let me talk about discos.
Yes.
Billing and so on.
Yes.
Which of the two, post or pre
you're talking about meter.
Regimen, which is better for this country?
Let me tell you about meter. Meter is like cars. You have Fiat, Toyota,
Which is the better one?
Now,
post-billing regimen or prepaid billing?
For residential customers, most people, from my experience, prefer prepaid meters. Other people also prefer postpaid meters. There's none of them that is bad.
Are you saying a Nigerian would root for?
Oh, yes.
Come on.
Yes.
I want you to. So
now,
why does a cross-section of Nigerians tell you about the problems of, free, what do you call it now?
Meter?
Estimated billing system. Is that proper for this environment?
Estimated billing is not necessarily a good practice.
It is not a good, it's not a good practice, or it is a good practice. Pick one.
It is not a good practice.
Break it down.
Under normal circumstances.
Okay.
But the question should be, why do we have estimated billing? And that's what we're saying.
Explain it, yeah.
Thank you. Now, estimated billing occurs under different factors, but the major factor in Nigeria is lack of meter. If people do not have meter, then they have to be estimated. And that estimated scenario, the methodology, was crafted by the regulator.
Whose business is it to provide meters? Whose business?
Well,
you have the transmission company, you have the...
Until a few weeks ago,
yeah,
not this morning anymore, until a few weeks ago, it was the business of the discos to provide meters.
I had a reason for asking, yeah. So.
Yes, but the discos, when they came on board, I'm talking about the private investors, the owners of the discos of today.
Discos
that's 2013 to date.
They're private. Yeah.
No, disco, the government has 40%, the private company has 60%.
You have the controlling shares.
So it's not 100% private.
But you have a larger chunk of the meat.
What I'm saying is this. Like I said, we cannot solve the problem unless we go down to the root of the problem. The point I'm making is that discos, when they took over on the 1st of November 2013, they were all given a duty in the performance agreement that they signed. They were meant to provide 1.7 million meters in 5 years. 88% of that has been done, which is not enough. But even that 1.7 million is far too low compared with the gap that we have in the system. Number one problem of Nigeria, which people may not like to listen to, is that we don't have an accurate census. And when you're serving the public, utility companies, you need to know who your customers are, which is the reason why we embark on enumeration, which is still ongoing. So what do we find? We find that the gap, the metering gap before 2013, we thought then was over 5 million households without meters. Let me say here, we have 32 million households in Nigeria, okay?
Now I know.
And the customers of discos, electricity users, when they handed over to us, was barely 8 million. You can do your own calculation. If you say there are only 8 million people connected to the grid, the whole of Nigeria. But working even with that figure,
yeah, but
we have found out that the metering gap is a lot higher than we think.
Sunday, let's make it a dialogue.
Yes.
along the line, discos expressed a lot of helplessness.
Yes.
Yeah, look,
Till this morning.
Yeah.
Yes.
So why, when you couldn't solve the problem, the helplessness, what was the next best thing to do?
In 2015, when we know that we were helpless with the situation, considering the regulatory inconsistency, political meddling by the federal government, we put on force majeure, which is saying, we cannot run this business again, please, take your license and give us our money back. The then government of President Jonathan refused. The current government came on board in 2015. We have had cause to also fight force majeure in 2017, last year. They refused. If this morning they say, give us our license, take your money and run, we will. Let me tell you, there are 11 discos. Yola Disco was returned to the government by the people that bought it. People need to ask the question, is Yola Disco, which is now owned by the federal government, 100% controlled by the Federal Ministry of Power, okay? Yola Disco, you now need to use it as a benchmark for other discos. If the privatization is not good, as a lot of people have been saying, mischievously and erroneously, out of ignorance, the one that is in government hand should be doing so well. So we should know today how many meters have they rolled out in Yola. I can tell you that not much.
Sorry,
the reason why that is not happening, whether it's private or public, is that you cannot be selling a product. You cannot be buying a product for 18 naira 88 kobo, and you are compelled by law, by the regulator, to be selling the same product for 31 naira 56 kobo. And nobody is providing the shortfall between 31 naira and 18 naira.
But
and once you have that scenario,
hold on,
you cannot inject efficiency.
Let it be a
you
dialogue.
can't have meters. Yes.
Let it not be a monologue.
Oh, yes.
You know,
oh, yes.
I am saying when you push out estimated bills,
yes,
don't you think the shortfalls had been taken care of?
It has not been taken care of. Let me also correct that notion. People need to understand, nobody is more interested in metering than all the discos. Because when we meter you, we can measure what you use. And when we meter you, there's an assurance.
How do you measure? You go there or you stay at your office and estimate?
Are you talking about, no, you're talking about estimation.
Yeah.
Estimation has a methodology, like I said earlier on.
Yeah, scientifically.
Provided by the regulator. That is what we follow. But it has not always been perfect. And even we don't get it right at all times.
It is the imperfection we are looking at.
Yes, we are looking at the imperfection.
The imperfection goes a long way.
And I tell you something. Every time
but let me tell you this.
Yes.
I moved from a
Bariga.
Don't tell them but people are living at Bariga. I moved from a post-paid regiment to a prepaid regiment.
Yes.
And I told you before we came on air, 5,000 naira I bought on June 2nd. Till now, I have units left, which tells me offhandedly that a prepaid system is ideal for this country.
Yes.
For big and small.
I agree with you.
And then you go home, make some money, and then the customer is satisfied. Why can't we go there?
Let me correct the big and small, because I don't know how big the big you're talking about. If you're talking about big industry,
big, I mean,
the big industry cannot use prepaid meter. There's no technology that makes that possible for big users.
So
for maximum demand
they should
customers,
use the
it has to be postpaid. They call them maximum demand meters.
It. Why not face them?
That's one. For the teeming majority, even what we are rolling out in recent time is what is called smart prepaid meters. The smart meters, that's why I was trying to talk to you about cars. Your Toyota of 1980 and Toyota Corolla of today cannot be compared with each other.
I agree.
Technology has moved. The smart meters are more accurate, better for both users, the customer, and us. For us, it can speak to the back end. We can monitor things because we have a lot of cases of bypass. Again, electricity theft amounts to about 40% of all that we theft.
Who buy?
People bypass, the people that own prepaid meter, right? Many of them bypass their meters. What they do?
They do?
A lot. Even here in Ikeja, we call people here in Magodo. Okay? I don't want to go into addresses on national TV, but that happens a lot.
But you have touched it.
So the prepaid meter bypass is a major issue, but that does not mean that we should not be rolling out prepaid meters.
Okay.
Prepaid meters are not all over for two reasons. One is that the gap is so much, there's no technology that you can use to do 5 million meters in a year.
Okay.
Second thing is cost.
Hold on. South Africa,
cost.
we are told, has more than enough, and they have about 10,000 megawatts.
That's generation. You're talking about generation of power, supply of power.
Okay. Do you know about generation in Nigeria?
I do.
How much?
And that's what I was trying to tell you earlier.
Don't try. Tell me
South Africa has about 67 million people in their country.
Okay.
They have an accurate sensor. Okay. And they are generating 46,000 megawatts of electricity. 46,000. Their peak demand.
Which is enough for them?
More than enough. Their peak demand, that's the highest they use, is 39,000 megawatts. Now, welcome to Nigeria. 180 to 200 million.
Estimated.
No accurate sensor, because we don't even know how many people are here. Okay, but we know that minimum of 180 million people. And what do we have? Maximum of 7,000 ready, but maximum of 5,000 push into the system. We have only been able to supply, and I use the word supply consciously, to send out 5,200 megawatts.
Okay.
Which is far, 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 far too low.
Yeah.
You cannot serve this country well unless we generate so high. And that generation should go for as high as 20,000 minimum.
20,000 megawatts.
Minimum, for those who are currently on the grid. If you go and connect the villages and all the rest, or you allow the big guys like Dangote Group, Redeem Church, who are generating their own power, to come onto the grid, you even need more than 20,000. Okay. But let's say 20,000. 20,000 minimum, but we're still hovering between 5,000 and 7,000. And we're celebrating that. And that's part of what we are saying. We do not need to be celebrating failure in this country.
Let's talk about generation.
Generation, no. So when you generate that,
let's talk about
transmission and
you
distribution.
know about these things. They're connected.
That's what I'm saying.
You generate, transmit, and distribute, okay?
Exactly.
Let's go to generation. I hear the cross-country cables we see can't take more than 5,000
That's
megawatts?
transmission.
So is that not a problem?
A major problem.
Good. So
it is 100% by our own federal government.
Solve that as a part of the problem?
You are correct. Okay. That's what we are supposed to do. And that's why I'm telling you that the problem today in the power sector is because there's mismatch and misalignment between generation, transmission, and distribution. There's supposed to be a single line of alignment. I can confirm to you today that the players in this industry are not really talking to each other. They're not talking to one another. Everybody seems to be, including us, because because who is supposed to be talking?
All, you are making your money.
Who is supposed to get? No, we are not making money. We're in deficit.
You are losing money.
No. We're losing money heavily. And allow me to explain that.
Why don't you leave the business?
I told you that we have put in force majeure 2 times, and I'm saying to the federal government, please, sir, federal government, come and take our license, give us our money. We're ready to go back home.
Let me be cynical.
Look,
the man wants to commit suicide. He wants to jump into the third mainland. You stop him. Why do you stop him?
He wants to commit suicide.
You stop him.
You don't want him to die. That's why.
You have caused force majeure. No, I will link it. This business is not paying you. If you stay in it, it's like you want to commit suicide.
And we paid for the business. Should I leave it without taking my money? Don't kill me twice now, Oga.
You're not being
You cannot shave my head in my absence, can you? You want me to sing hallelujah, but you put padlock in my mouth. That's what is called liquidity crisis.
So who is, do you know the consumer pays for all these things?
Oh, for me.
He pays.
Remember that I'm also, you are a customer of a disco. I am a customer of a disco. And sincerely speaking, I will continue to do this all the time everywhere I go. Fellow Nigerians, I do apologize for the kind of epileptic power supply that you get, the kind of inefficiency that go through your door.
Now you're talking.
You do not deserve this, and I'm saying this to our people because at the end of the day, the problem lies with your government, the federal government of Nigeria, particularly the regulator of the industry, who are very partial, and who do not seem to know what they are doing. That is the truth.
Good. You know you have just broadcast to the nation?
Yes, fellow Nigerians.
Okay.
Not a cool speech.
No. Come on. Don't be cynical.
Yes.
In that same breath.
Yes.
tell them, convince the viewer that you are really sorry for what you're doing and you want to do something beyond being sorry.
Thank you very much. I'm an Egbemano, so we know
I'm a BBO.
Oh, I'm a high chief of Egbemano, and that's the best place.
I'm not a chief, but I'm respected. Yeah.
Fellow Nigerians, my brother here, my friend, has asked me to speak to you directly. Again, you need to know the problem that we have in this sector. And the problem is man-made. It's not caused by God. Your prayer or your night vigil will not solve the problem. Night vigil will not give you light. It's not your prayer that will give us light. What will give us light is to have the round peg in the round hole and to ensure that the liquidity crisis in the sector is solved, to ensure that when people do things, we should respect the stances of contract. I am aware that one disco, Enugu in particular, went to court, got an injunction, yet the same regulator in this country has disregarded the court entirely. And if you do not respect the rule of law in the country, there's no way we can do things better. Another thing I want to tell you, fellow Nigerians, if you sell a house to me and I paid for the house, but you are the seller, after giving me the receipt, you hold a spare key without my knowledge, and you come in the middle of the night to sleep with your girlfriend in one of the rooms, ask yourself, is that good? Is that moral? Is that acceptable? Or you buy my father's, or you sell my father a piece of farmland.
Somebody in that scenario,
yes.
Sunday, somebody yes. must be held accountable.
Oh, yes.
Who?
Federal Ministry
No,
of
no,
Power.
no, the analogy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, who in the analogy?
The person who is coming in the middle of the night to sneak into one of the rooms
should be held accountable, or?
Not the buyer. You can't blame the buyer. The buyer had bought, but the seller holds a key and can come through the back door like a thief in the night.
How did he get the key?
He has always been the owner before, and he has sold.
Sunday, you know, when you speak, you yes. listen to yourself.
Yes.
You know, why you not change the key?
You cannot change the key.
Why not?
Let me
why not?
You
can.
No, you bought a house. There are 10 bedrooms in the house. Hold on.
With 10 keys.
No.
Okay.
There are 10 bedrooms. There's only a key to the front door and the back door.
Rightly
10 bedroom,
rightly or wrongly?
No, hold on. The seller...
Sunday, rightly or wrongly?
Rightly or wrongly, either.
Okay.
The seller owns 4 of the bedrooms. But he's not only coming to
agreement.
Use... By agreement. Which is fine.
Yeah.
But you know, there are 6 other rooms.
I agree.
But he's not only using...
So who
the 4,
owns, who owns the house?
The owner of the 6. The majority owner owns the larger part of the house. So if the other party
there's no such thing as a co-ownership here.
I've just given that analogy. I can use another example. The point I'm saying is that if you come to my father's house, you are supposed to knock out of courtesy and talk to the people in the house before you start cherry picking and choosing and picking in the house. Okay? Failure to do that, what we are doing, we are creating ground for illegalities.
Barrister Oduton,
yes,
the simple truth is,
yes.
that's taking it home, is that all parties in this agreement signed below
the dotted line. Yes.
So
yes.
Why must one party be more guilty than the other?
Because the one party is just very, very guilty because a referee in the current World Cup, the referee is there, the 2 sides of the players are there. What is the role of a referee?
To regulate.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And to be what? To be impartial. The moment the referee starts awarding penalty unjustly and without any cause, the referee is destroying the match. That's what is going on in the power sector.
The owners of the game at the current World Cup.
You need to train the referee, by the way.
The owners of the game at the current World Cup
yes.
have introduced something very interesting.
Exactly.
The video assistant referee.
Yes.
At the same time, it depends on the judgment of the referee.
Yes.
The referee is a judge of intentions.
Exactly.
So when you blame the regulator
yes.
and leave yourself out of the equation, you are being unfair.
No.
No, we are talking about...
Perhaps you did not listen to me. I said even us, we have a lot more to do.
Then do more than you are doing. That's my own.
We can do more.
Yeah.
But I've just told you, why can't we do more? We're willing, able, and ready to do more. But if you ask me to run on a track,
in this case,
you
no,
cannot
what can you
tie my legs.
What more can you possibly? Nobody is tying your legs.
Oh, our legs have been tied. I'm buying at 80 naira. You say I should be selling at 31 naira.
You know, Barrister
did you hear me saying that?
The estimated bills you gave out for June,
yes,
I'm sure have been paid.
No.
Okay, they are owing you.
You see, that's what you need to understand.
No, bills have not been paid. June bills have not been paid.
People pay maximum on average 40% of their bill. That is why we are saying that it is better for us, for all people to be metered. And that's why we are supporting a good initiative by the federal government, by the regulator. The federal government through the regulator.
Now,
they call it MAP, Mr. Asset Provider. That is a good start. That will increase the meters in circulation, provided that it is done with transparency and integrity. Because we know Nigerians, oh, we know the way we do our thing, oh. As long as somebody is not going to ask his girlfriend to go and be the supplier somewhere, we will be fine.
Mr. Oduto, yes. I'm sure you know, as I do, that the federal government has reportedly injected some money into your business. Oh. Right? Wrong? Correct?
Not entirely correct.
No, okay, give me the correct
The correct version is this.
Yeah.
Before they sold these assets,
no.
They were owing gas. Let me explain.
Has the federal government injected some money?
The federal government encouraged the central bank to give us loan to pay their own debt, legacy debt. Debt accrued before privatization.
Were you giving?
I'm saying they provided money to be used in paying gas suppliers.
Provided money
that was
to
not,
who?
That was not loan at 10% rate, which is being paid as first line charge.
Yeah,
There's a difference between loan and subvention or subsidy.
Okay.
Here we're talking about loan. But the good thing they have done is that loan was provided at the rate of 10%. That's very, very good, commendable. Yeah. But that loan was used to settle legacy gas debt. How can you be blaming me if all I have is what I use to settle a debt and I'm paying back? So talking about federal injecting money, I can also say that the current government has done a lot more for the power sector between 2015 and now. The progress has been made, and we're making more progress, but it is a journey. This thing, reform, is a long journey. We're still very far from being there. It will take time. But even as we are going along the journey, we need an impartial referee, an arbiter who knows what he's doing. That's what we are saying.
Let me just throw a little spanner into this works.
Throw it, and I'll hold it.
Okay.
Back.
I hear...
You hear?
Yeah, like you do too.
Okay,
I hear, rightly or wrongly, that generator importers are also impeding the business of power generation in this country, power sufficiency.
Well,
right, wrong?
Well, in the past you are right. Well,
see,
you also know, that you are
contorting your mouth. You know,
you're a Nigerian now.
Come on.
Are you a Nigerian, sir?
I'm from Akwa Ibom, Nigeria.
Oh, fantastic.
Akwa Ibom, Nigeria. You said you were.
The state of, what do you call your state now?
Let's go.
Uncommon transformation or common transformation.
Listen.
The point I want to make.
I am saying conspiracy theorists, and you don't believe, they are everywhere. That generator importers may not allow power sufficiency in this country.
May not, they will not. They don't want it to happen.
Okay.
Not just generator importers, diesel importers and generator importers. And there are very many important Nigerians. One of them even want to be president now, who are generator importers. We know that. And when someone will say, Amu don't do, the truth is Amu no they do. We're still Mumu.
You never even start.
We are Mumu because at the end of the day,
you are.
We know what is good. I am.
I am able to appreciate how electrocuting power sufficiency in Nigeria is.
You are correct.
But we must go on a break so I can take some coffee.
Thank you.
We'll be back. The politics of electrocuting politics of power sufficiency in Nigeria. It can be sufficient what he says here. We'll be back. All right, folks, welcome back. Nigeria, the electrocuting politics of power sufficiency. My guest, Barrister Sunday Oduton, who is a spokesman for all the 11 discos we have in the country. And he has opened very many naked wires here, you know.
And don't be electrocuted.
Yeah, no, we'll evade them.
Good.
But 6-7 days ago,
yes,
you had a meeting with the House of Reps, NERC, and DISCOs over excessive billings. What happened?
Before then, that was not the first. The first one was when a senior person in the House of Reps, a very popular, very important, and very, very powerful House of Rep member, very known for buying G-Wagon. When the gentleman wanted to criminalize estimated billing, so populist so that can cover all the scandals in the past, that is fine. We don't think that is the way to go.
Be careful. Hold on. The naked wires you keep, be careful you don't step on them.
I won't step on that naked
Let's
wire.
talk about the electrifying politics of power sufficiency.
Exactly, that's where we're going.
Leave somebody's...
So to now say the best way is to criminalize estimated billing, that means that 56% of the customers I serve, I cannot give them bill or take money from them. Not only that the industry will collapse, even the nation will be turned into darkness. That's not a threat. That is the realistic result of such action. But for us, we also understand the feeling of our legislators. We understand their good intention, but we also always ask them to try to learn about this sector and about other countries, how things work elsewhere, as regards sanctity of contract, as regards liquidity. You cannot be buying a product at 80 naira and be selling the same product for 31 naira, and people expect you to inject efficiency into such a system. So we went for that, and thankfully well, the honorable minister was there. He opposed the bill. He gave good reasons. The regulator was there. They also opposed the bill. So in other words, all stakeholders except our almighty legislators. That's one.
Sorry. Hold on, Oduton.
Yes.
Attempted to criminalize what you're doing. Good. What was the bill about? Break it down for the man on the street. Sought to do what?
Seeking to make it a criminal offense for discos to issue estimated billing to those non-metered customers.
Which you think is wrong?
Not only that it is wrong, it cannot work. It will be counterproductive. Why? On average, smart meter, because some people don't even understand the meaning of meter or different type of meter. A smart three-phase meter, prepaid meter, costs an average of 73,000 naira each. We have minimum, I'm not giving the exact, it's minimum. We have minimum of 4.1 million people yet to be metered. To meter 4 million people, 53,000 naira times, 73,000 naira times 4 million is equal to 299 billion naira. In our tariff, the allowable capex is 305 billion. If out of 305 billion that you are supposed to use in 5 years, that is allowed, if you spend anything outside of that, you won't recover it. That's the meaning. If you need 299 billion to meter 4 million people, right? But the whole money is 305 for all capital expenditure, meter, transformer, pole, cable, all those things. Which is why you see some people in many communities even contributing money to repair their transformer. It's not right. It's the disco that should be doing it. Now that cost is...
We have a caller.
Okay.
You have electrocuted, in a manner of speaking, one Danladi in faraway Malaysia.
Yes.
I greet you, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, welcome.
Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also extend my good morning to Mr. Sunday.
Good morning, sir.
My take on this privatization of electricity, actually, you said something about the customers being at the receiving end of this.
Yes, sir.
Seriously, I am a victim of one of these problems. I was having a digital meter, not the digital, but not the prepaid. I actually made use of it throughout before later on I switched to the prepaid. But before then, bringing me
how was the meter fixed for you? Danladi, how was that meter fixed for you? Who fixed it?
Yeah, it was fixed when I connected my house. I paid into the bank, the account of PSCN, and then they connected me with a meter, not the prepaid, but
okay, go on.
Yeah, initially they were coming to pick on readings most of the time. It was going smoothly between me and them. Then later on, they started bringing me estimated billing with my meter. I complained several times of over billing that I used to take readings all the time and send to them. They come with billings that are so outrageous. My bill in my house cannot take up to 3,000, 4,000, but it's about 15,000, 9,000 mostly. I complained, but my complaint was thrown out in the trash. So when I got the prepaid meter, all the previous bills, because I told them that I'll only pay what I've been consuming since I've been taking the readings, and we agreed. So, but when I come to acquire the prepaid, they now build all the previous things, and I had to pay before I would be buying the recharge card. So this man that has been talking, this has been he has been saying that estimated billing, that customers are supposed to only pay for what they have consumed.
Yeah.
But in my own case, and other people that have similar problems to me, I just don't think they have been just to us.
Thank you.
And in the end, I just had to just pay the previous bills, and then I just left them with God. That was what I did, finally.
So
I hope they will be able to not to cheat people like that again. These discourse are just corrupt. They are corrupt, I have to say it.
Yeah, okay. This man here is a lawyer, but thank you, Danladi. You share sentiment?
I do, and I do apologize to Mr. Danladi. Again, we are not also immune from the problem in the sector. The scenario that he narrated also is an example of a lot of internal inefficiency within our discourse. And we use human beings.
Is the internal inefficiency still there?
It is still there in some cases. Not in all cases. We have improved from it, but we are not there yet. Again, when people complain to me about our staff all over the country, in most cases, some of their conduct are not very good. But who are my staff? My staff, some of them legacy NEPA, PSN staff that we retained, some of them new people that we employed. But the most important thing about my staff...
the new people who must have been poisoned?
Possibly. But the point I'm even making is that all my staff all over the country, thousands of them, are all Nigerians. So the only way we can have a better system is if you can allow me to go to heaven, to go and bring Mr. Angel or Malaika to come and solve problems. Because the truth of the matter is that we Nigerians, generally speaking, an average Nigerian is a greedy person.
Yeah.
Not all. So the attitude of this staff, once we see any of this, we take it up and we do our best to correct it. So we do sincerely apologize for instances like this.
Let me take you to...
We are not happy with it.
Arochukwu. There's a gentleman there, Comrade Okorafor is waiting. I greet you, sir.
Yeah, honestly speaking, the Nigerian government should use Sani Abacha fund to restore our electricity house. We are tired of all this complaining every day. This issue of prepaid meter, I want to find out from our guests. Every day we talk about prepaid meter. Now this prepaid meter is creating a lot of problems for us. It's a problem. Now, Nigeria is supposed to be producing this prepaid meter in Nigeria, not in China. Why is it so? Nigeria over something years of age, we are still complaining. Now, a lot of fraud in terms of this estimated bill. Can't you people stop this estimated bill? Every day say that you generated power of social capacity, and you are now charging people per house based on what you have generated. How do you assess such assessment? Because you don't put it clear. Somebody who has an analog meter You will come back, you will not check his analog. You will come now and bring estimated. Is that how to operate in the country of ours, over something years of independence? It's very, very disheartening that there's a lot of fraud. Let the federal government, this Abacha money we are talking about how to spend, let them inject it into our own electricity. Because if you have proper 24 hours electricity, there will be no stealing, no kidnapping, no robbery. Because all the sectors people will have electricity and produce and they will employ people. This is what we should be doing. Please. We are tired of stories. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Yeah. Barrister Oduto, let's even go there. Hold on. He said something very pertinent here, at the beginning. He talked about producing these meters locally. Is it not possible?
We have local meter manufacturers now.
Are they producing?
Hold on.
No, are they producing?
You see, you remember Peugeot Automobile?
No, are they producing?
They are producing, but you need to understand the nitty-gritty. It's not a straitjacket thing.
No, you have answered okay. They are producing.
They are producing
what?
They are producing an assembly meters. Because there are some components in the meter that are never produced in Nigeria for now. So there is forex component to it, foreign exchange component. So when we talk about our industry, we talk about dollar and naira. It's important. Now, we do patronize them, and I'm saying that the federal government, through our regulator now, meters will now be rolled out by these companies.
Okay, let me pause here.
Let's give the government a chance to do this.
Hold on, the viewer is here.
Yes.
The show is about him.
Yes.
Benga is in Abuja. Benga, I greet you. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah.
Your guest there, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, you see, there's one thing that the people in Nigeria needs to know, that those who are estimated billing are being robbed every month, and they are paying for what they not use. What I discovered is that any location populated with prepaid meter, they supply more light to them because they believe that they've gotten the money already. And the places that are not populated, that are populated with without meter, estimated bill, they ration their light. And at the end of the month, when the transmission and the power generation give this DISCO their bill, now they remove the amount being paid by the prepaid meter. The rest are shared among the estimated billing. Meaning that even if you not use the light, you are forced to pay. Experience. With estimate billing, I was paying 16,000 to 18,000 every month for 2-bedroom flats. I got annoyed. I got a prepaid meter. My first loading, 5,000 naira, I used it for 38 days. Now, presently, I use 5,000 naira for 3 weeks, 21, 22 days, or sometimes 18 days. Whereas before, I paid 18,000 naira. So you can see that it's really a great robbery on those who know how to prepay meter.
Yeah.
That's why I advise everybody to go and use that money, get it. You will save a lot.
Yeah.
Don't wait for the government to give it to you. Don't wait for them. They will never give it to you. Go and buy it. You will save a lot of
Thank you,
naira.
Benga. Benga has just brought to light another phrase. You remember robbing Peter to pay Paul. So discourse are saying it doesn't matter how much Peter is losing, so long as Paul is happy.
Discourse are not saying that.
Okay.
You need to understand what the discourse are saying and what the discourse are facing.
And relate it to what he has just said.
That's what I want to say. You know, he even made a very good analogy. The only thing the gentleman did not tell us is how many hours on average does he have light. I live in a day. I live in Abuja, and I know that in some cities,
you should be living in Abuja.
On a normal day,
yeah.
no, that's where the head office. That's the Nigerian headquarters, Nigerian federal capital.
Okay.
And I cover the whole of Nigeria. So I cannot be in Abeokuta and cover Sokoto.
That's where the estimation starts from.
No, the issue of estimation, what I'm saying is that if on a transformer that supply a neighborhood, if that transformer supply 20 people that we know on our book, 20 customers, out of those 20 customers, 10 of them have prepaid meter, have meter. Those 10, because they go and vend, buy their credit load like you. At the end of the day, we know the energy that comes out of that transformer. There's a meter that makes us to know what goes out, right? The system is sometimes very unfair.
Sorry.
Because out of the 10 has been, you know the 10, because they have meter. The other 10 who have estimated billing, there's a methodology that is used to estimate or calculate, but that assumption can be wrong.
It is that methodology.
Let me finish. I'm talking about 20 people now, and I'm saying that there could be another 10 people who are tapping illegally in the same neighborhood. Because we don't know them, those estimated are paying for the thieves. But,
but let's even grant the logic now. I'm keeping Yakub waiting. I'll get to him now. The man has a postpaid meter. Why don't you bill him as per what he's supplied?
As long as
is it difficult?
Okay. A meter has a lifespan, average of 10 years, maximum 15 years. So if you have a meter from the days of PhD that is over 10 years old, the integrity of that meter will run riot. It's like a battery in your car. It cannot last for a lifetime. That's why they will not read that meter once the meter is bad.
I wish you were in court and you were presenting this case before me, a judge. I know what I would have said. Fantastic. But I won't. Fantastic. Yakub is here. Yakub, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, citizen.
Yeah.
Good morning, Mr.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Citizen, let me begin by saying that the former administration that privatized PSTN, they really made a lot of mistakes. The mistake they made is that the people that bought all this Genco, Disco, whatever they call themselves, they don't have the capacity. That is the truth must be said. They don't have the capacity to give Nigerian light. Even though the Nigerian government generates light, and then they give it to the people that would supposed to distribute this light to us. And then they lack the capacity to provide meter for every Nigerian. Because as Mr. Fede rightly said, they say they don't have the capacity to produce this meter. In the first place, citizen, why do you purchase what you don't have capacity or being given to Nigerian citizens? Now, the law is now binding Nigerian government not to retrieve this license, because if they do that, they will take them to court and then they will win the Nigerian government. Let me give you a scenario quickly. Citizen, you see, the most corrupt element in this country is NEPA, as Scott to say earlier.
There's no NEPA again, no, Yakub. NEPA no day again, but go on.
Yes, PHC.
PHC no day again, but go on.
What are they calling themselves again?
Discos, Gencos.
Their nominees. Let me just go to my point. You see, Citizen Jones, in my area in Ifo, we need light. And then we went to the NEPA, and then they told us that they cannot provide this pole to us. We bought the poles, almost 6 or 10 poles. And then we are the one pay for the installation, we bought the cord, we bought everything.
And the cables, yeah.
At the end of the day, these people are still they are giving us estimated bill. And then I want to have Mr. Sunday, we're going to refund our money because we spent almost 1 million naira to provide all this poor and cob, and then you pay the people that the installation of these people. Who are going to give us the money
Yakub,
back? And then they will collect our money.
Yakub, don't raise more passion. The one you have given him is enough. You know, Yakub, I told him he was opening naked wires and he walked on them. But thank you, Yakub. But let's even go there. In a community, you find consumers buying, putting money together to get new transformers, cables, poles, and so on. It's not their business.
It is. It is not. It is not their business. You are right. It is an abnormal thing. It is an abnormality.
Which has become normalized in this case.
Not that it has become normalized. It is a reflection of the kind of society that we live in.
But
I've just
Barrister Oduton, if you told me you are not only a high chief.
Let me tell you something.
Hold on. You are a believer.
IFO is part of my territory.
IFO is part of, yes. Okay.
Traditionally, that IFO, I'm the actual movement of that whole area, Igbaland. IFO is inclusive.
That's why you are doing.
I want my people to have life.
That's why you are doing them.
For my people to have life. I'm just telling you that if you sell bread, you are the seller, but you don't own the bakery. You go and buy from the bakery. So you're just a seller, retailer, or distributor of bread. If you are buying bread at 80 naira, and the state government says, no, you can only sell it at 31, we'll come back and talk to you about the difference. If you now sell bread to somebody without nylon, you know that nylon that will put bread inside. You say, Oga, take the bread, go and find your own wrapper. You cannot be expected to even put nylon on such bread because you are selling at 31 naira.
But you agreed to sell in the first place. Hold on.
Before we start selling, they told me that if I buy bread at 80 naira, I'll be selling at 82 naira. That's how and why I signed the agreement.
So what about the nylon? What about the nylon? You didn't agree from the beginning you were going to...
We agreed that they will sell, I'll be buying the bread at 80 naira, 88 kobo. I'll be allowed to sell that same bread at about 82 naira.
Without the nylon?
With nylon, no, because I'm going to make it 2 naira profit. Once I'm selling at 31 naira, no nylon. No nylon, no.
I know, I appreciate, you are in a quandary, you know, I appreciate it, you know. Yes. Ours is to help unbundle your mind. George is here. George, good morning to you.
Yes, good morning, Citizen Jones.
Yeah.
Citizen Jones, the gentleman in front of you said something, that those who say that the discos are in wrong hands are mischievous and ignorant Nigerians. I'm one of those who believe that discos are in wrong hands. And I don't think I'm a mischievous person or an ignorant Nigerian. He is a classical example of what we mean. He is a lawyer. What is the business of a lawyer? Explaining what happens in engineering. So, and he should please tell us who are the owners of these discos. What do they know about electrical engineering? We all know them. We know that they don't have anything to do with that sector. So he should please stop insulting us. If you look at it, Citizen Jones, the people, if you see 80% of the people riding Okada today, they have other professions. It's because there is no electricity that they came into that profession, like many other sectors. Electricity is the driving force in this economy. The government must break off. A mistake has been made by selling these discos to wrong people. Whatever it will take the government to reverse it, they should reverse it. Heavens will not fall.
Judge, the mistake, the mistake, I'm wondering which is a mistake. Selling it to wrong powerful people or wrong people.
Wrong people. The people they sold it to.
But who are also powerful.
Capacity to do what it takes.
Thank you,
we
Judge.
Have General Electric.
You know,
there are people that can do this.
You know, but at this point, I must take you back to the Obasanjo days, second coming now, 1999 through 2007. The Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration made to invite Enron to Lagos State using the Olusosun refuse dump here to generate electricity. Of course, you know, that's what spills out the gas every now and again. The government of Chief Obasanjo and a barman like you wrestled Bola Tinubu to the floor. And the government, in turn, had to pay a fine after losing a case or something. You understand what that? So we are talking about the electrifying politics of power sufficiency in this country. George had just told you, because we all know, get the electricity sufficiency thing right, and everything will fall in place. How do you close?
Well, thank you very much. First, to my brother, Mr. George. Again, we need to educate ourselves and understand the basic. You do not really need to be an engineer or a first-class engineer to be a spokesperson for an industry of this nature. So that's number one. Number two, we should not, I do understand how he feels, and there's a lot of transferred aggression. People have a right to be angry. All I'm going to say is that the example you gave was a very unfortunate one. We should, as much as possible, liberalize a lot of what we do. We should respect sanctity of contracts as a government, federal government in this case. We should respect the rule of law. And at the end of the day, if you think an operator is not doing enough, take their license.
Sanction the fellow.
Them. You see?
Yeah.
You see, it's a heavily regulated
time
industry.
Is tight. Time
we
is
should
tight.
not be passing the ball. We should work
Barrister
together.
Oduton, I must stop you here. You have made your point. Again, it's, you know, bringing you here has unbundled you. So Nigerians are better able to appreciate what problems you go through in trying to meet the power needs of this country. We sympathize. We hope you redeem yourself very, very soon. Barrister Sunday Oduton, my guest. Well, the viewer understands now the electrocuting politics of power sufficiency in this country. I hope we get there. There's another program tomorrow. Please join us. Bye-bye now.